So figured a couple things out tonight. One, what I'm dealing with is a single concept spread out as a bunch of different people and scenarios and systems of interaction. Now, I live in Corpus Christi. Okay, so what this is Corpus Christ, E-I-M-E, right? So, I noticed a strategy out here is that these guys don't like facing head on what they're dealing with unless they've already wrapped you up in a story that they can claim higher moral value of. Or, if there's nothing you can do about it physiologically. And so pretty much what happens is these guys, they choose to, in the middle of a discussion where they're trying to understand things, look for points at which they can choose not to understand what's happening and still get away with it physiologically. That is, even if you were right, if they can still do an event that they can take without it mattering that whether you were right or not, they're going to do that. And so, not only must you explain your logic, you must also help them understand the consequences before their actions begin to narrate a story to kill you with. Jesus fucking Christ, that's a lot. So, pretty much, I was victimized, and the way I was victimized was that people kept choosing for me to have traits that they could compete with when I was a very intelligent and likely cute little boy. And the traits that they chose had me in a sort of social hold. Now imagine that in the middle of the night, you're surrounded by a gang of like gun-wielding fucking roadmen, right? And they're all fucking pointing guns at you, and they're like, "Hey, pick up that fucking litter, yeah?" And like you're like, all right, if that's all they want me to do. Look, they want me to pick up litter, and they're pointing guns at me. I mean, this could have been a lot worse, right? So you're gonna pick up that litter. Now, imagine that same kind of pressure put on you by a group of people, but this time it's spread out as an entire city, as an entire society, as an entire relationship with an external environment. Now, anytime your concept has too high value, everything around you puts a hold on you until it can get you back into an even place, which is technically uneven because they shouldn't be doing that. And the way they do this is by working together. I mean, like I said, it's all one concept external to me that doesn't want to let go. And they pretty much lead you down certain paths. Like I said, they pressure you, they hold you. Like you think a group of guys pointing guns at you will get you to do things. Imagine a whole society that's pretty much fucking threatening to toss you in jail and fucking throw the key away, you know what I mean? Like, imagine a society that's starting to torture you and then fucking, like, set you up to look like you deserve it no matter what. And that's what this city's been doing for a while. This city's been kind of like... It's been kind of like... Every time I'm right, it takes a shot. And you did it right on time, because I'm making too much sense right now. Everything that I say that puts the concept external to me in a good hold, that prevents it from being able to like torture me, it'll try to mimic the tail end of the value I was describing and just mimic and put that shape onto me, and it'd be like, we're the same now, so you can't complain. But really I can, because it's a whole group of people, a computer at this point, with advanced neurological computation, socially, logically, physically, etc., working to constantly keep me in a position that it can quote my concept as not being deserving of what's always going its way. Or what's always... Yeah, no, that's right. Yeah, okay. So, pretty much, at this point, two things might occur. One, I'm just gonna get physically attacked, and they're just gonna go with it anyway, of just like saying, no, that's what he was this whole time. That's all his concept is. None of the stuff he says matters. None of the, especially the stuff that kind of gets us in trouble, none of that matters because this is all he ever was. Which is exactly what they kind of need at this point. But they don't need that because they're misguided here. So pretty much, because the entire environment is responding to me in such a way, and it's wronged me, and now the environment as a single entity, as a single concept, is now being checked along with my concept as a single person. And my concept is saying, look, man, these people keep trying to fucking get me killed, and this concept's like, shit, that's right. Let's try it this way, and then see if it won't matter anymore. And what it's doing is pretty much trying to come up with a collaborative lie or a collaborative staged event that it can attack me for, stamp permanently, tattoo it onto my character and my concept, and then act like all the things that it did to me was because of that staged event. Or use that as an excuse to never discuss it by putting me on a news channel and then saying, that's what this guy is now. Don't ask any more questions. That's what, oh my fucking gosh, dude. This is cool. Okay, hold on, let me get some water actually. I'll be right back. So, in the system of earning a relationship with existing in the first place, your navigation of life itself is only as effective as you are being honest enough with life for it to communicate with you. So, the environment is consisting of a lot of people who have this limited mindset, a limitation of thinking, and thus it creates a competition of concept in which everyone's trying to assert that they have the winning value of concept against everybody, including the environment, at all times. Because of who I am and how I actually act without manipulation and the coercion of competing concepts, the environment has to pretty much lie to maintain that it doesn't owe me anything, despite the fact that I'm still getting things in response, and that it hasn't done wrong because it would have to make changes, generally in the direction of what I'm speaking, and it doesn't want to do that because it would mean that a lot of the accusations I've made before were real, and I would attach to the concept's identity, and the concept does not want to have any losing values that it can't cope with. So, it's pretty much lying in order to avoid realizing who I really am, and then staging events that it can do contextual presets back to basic social orientation to remove the context of what occurred to cause disturbances on my concept identity, and use that as an excuse to say that's why we were doing it, or it doesn't matter what he says now. This is a physiological reach. This is, yeah, everything you're saying is true. You're right. If we all trusted each other, if we were all trustworthy people, if we didn't steal, if we didn't cheat, if we didn't sneak, if we didn't do anything that we wouldn't want done to us, you're right, life would be better. But if you let your guard down, I can still just kind of sneak around you, lie, and get away with it. This is what we call a physiological construence. What it's doing is it's pretty much saying, yeah, but at this point physically, we can't say what's going on, or we could, but you would still need to, like, you need to be able to say this here, like I lost it. I had it there. Pretty much what it's saying is, even if you're right, as far as I can tell, we're still just this. And if this can get any kind of win on you, I'm gonna fucking take it. If I can get away with the win, I'm gonna take it. So even if you're right, even if this is heaven, this wants to win. Someone's gotta lose. So if I get to a point in the argument where I realize that there's nothing you can do about it, even if you're right, I'm just gonna take that shit. Win. You lose. And that's what we're dealing with. So I was right this whole time. It looks like I was trained to handle this situation. I'm kind of upset about that, but okay. But yeah. So we're gonna see how the environment reacts. I'm assuming it's gonna try its hardest to like pressure me again. But at this point, it needs to understand a couple of things. So, if you keep lying, as an individual, but also as a combined concept external to me, if you keep lying, then what you're establishing is that your society is willing to throw an entirely innocent victim under the bus just to keep from dealing with the values that it's earned from its actions. Now you'll set the entire orientation of your civilization as covering up a lie, as being liars. And I could say, even if they don't know they're participating in it, but I'm paying attention, it's all one concept. They do know they're participating in it. And so once you've got a whole society of people that are automatically liars, you've got a loss of integrity. You've got a loss of trust. Now, you think that you gotta watch over your shoulder, you gotta play this game, you gotta accept sacrifices? The kind of lie that you would be covering up by getting rid of me at this point would be so deep. How many times have you guys gotten close to just trying to fucking kill me and throw it under the bus? That's where you're headed. That's where you're headed. You're headed towards thieves, corruption, because no one can be trusted, and we all know that, and it's survival now. That's where you're all going. I'm not trying to be threatening, but also I'm being threatened, so. So when you guys complain about why it is I get to have all the good values and you still feel like you have to do a bunch of unfair work, that's why. That's why. You judge me for being honest. You judge me for telling the truth. You judge me for taking honest risk towards the life that I want to live, when you are all doing the same thing, and then choose to take physiological shortcuts on my concept to try and assert yourselves over me. That's what I need to say. There is a person in this concept whose entire strategy for competing with me is pretty much whenever the good and bad concept exists, like the bad's down here, the good's up, they're pretty much just like, go down, go down, give it to me, give it to me. It's crazy, it's really sad. And that explains it. What else is there? So yeah, the concept made a bunch of stupid rules. Like I said, that I couldn't repeat myself or else it canceled it. That was desperation. That was pretty much, it went from, here's what it tried to do. Because it stopped being honest with itself and thus the environment, because it stopped being honest with the environment, which was itself, like different parts of the environment stopped being honest with itself. So like imagine a computer where all the fucking components in a computer chip are fucking lying. Imagine a computer where all the fucking pieces of the computer chip are just fucking like, I did get a 0 here. 1. What do you have? What do you actually have? Like, imagine if a fucking computer was like that. It'd be crashing, it'd be failing, it'd be fucking retarded. No offense, okay? Yeah. So it seems like I'm in a giant computer that's been purposely corrupted for the sake of affecting my concept to make it undeserving of good traits and stuff. But it's all a lie. So it stopped being honest, it stopped telling the truth, it started staging and then doing physiological dismisses of perspective to cut off the truth of why things happen, which is a very important aspect of what's occurring, how and why. But it's not, once they do their how, once they do their why, they erase that and then they say, no, that's all I know. And from that point, I mean, that just sounds like, I can just choose to accept it this way, physiological. So, it does this. It thinks that it's smart enough to outsmart existence itself if it can come up with a computer system and just maintain that lie. Maintain that system. Come up with a computer system that opposes aspects of existence that they absolutely need to be honest about. They think that if they make a strong enough computer system, a strong enough repetition, that they'll bypass all of it and it won't matter. When making a computer, you cannot dismiss anything. You have to expand beyond what you know, beyond what you can prove to make things possible. They lie, Even if they come up with the code and they all work together to keep track of it, it's still a code that's lying. It's inherently an unfunctional computer, a dysfunctional computer. So, we're gonna see what happens. Oh, everything's sucking me back. Oh, sorry, I had to do that. Yeah, but that's where we are. And everybody knows what I'm talking about. I mean, I know what this is. It's all one concept outside of my body. And it's starting to turn into me just being in heaven all the time. But the physiological aspects just don't want to let go, even though letting go would get them there. Because they're all like, that's a snake, you're a liar. If I was in your position, I would just lie and tell everyone to give up so that I can win and he can lose. And I'm like, damn, it sucks that it looks like that. It really sucks that it looks like that. I'll be so fucking real with you. I wouldn't be as right as I am if I was still actually playing win-lose. I would be like you guys. No offense. No, be offended. You need to be offended. I'm offending you guys. That's what this is for. So, figure out what the city does. Figure out the whole computer program. It's dysfunctional computer program designed to infect me with negative traits to get rid of my story. You couldn't fucking kill me, bro. You couldn't kill me. You couldn't kill me, bro. You couldn't kill me. Oh, sorry. Okay. I already knew this though. I knew all of this. I just fucking hate that I'm right. I don't hate that I'm right. I'm just surprised that it's like, damn, that's literally the only fucking logic left here. I tried everything good. And this is the only one that's fucking left, dude. Fuck. I hate that. Okay, so what it is. Environment, like, people were choosing, too many people got competitive in their win-lose state against my concept and tried to assert as many win-lose values on me as possible. And what this did was give them an opportunity to create a stain or a permanent tattoo on my concept that they can just quote instead of dealing with what my concept actually is. And like I said, I'm repeating myself, but I have to here. I'm keeping you guys because you guys will like try and disrespect here and forget everything. So just doing it right. And so what happened was, that first time you got me, that first time I was just trusting everybody. I thought we were all doing win-win. I didn't think we cared that much. I thought life was unlimited. I was a kid. I was just going with it. And then you got me. And then it was like, what the fuck? Bro, what is going on right now? What is this? Why is this happening? And then it was like, no, we can kill him. He knows. He knows, but we can kill him, bro. And that's how desperate they were to get rid of me. There were guys that tried so hard to make me lose that it fucked up their concept. And so they're like pretty much like crippled, like on an identity level compared to me because they kept trying to kill me even when I was right. And so, because they couldn't get me the first time, you all worked together to make a little Corpus Christi city to give me all the values that you need to get away with my murder. But the issue is that you were lying. And so they aren't honest. And so you'll still deal with the same interpersonal consequences as individuals and as an environment sharing reality together. Because you attempted to create the physiological occurrence rather than just accepting me for who I actually am. You attempted to just lead things into this event, erase all that, and say, hey, doesn't this kind of look criminal to you? Damn. So we're gonna see what happens next. I think I know I have it, but you know, they're gonna be like, hey, you're good here. You're bad. No, you're good. Ignore that one. You're bad. No, you're good. And what that does is it makes me like uncertain, so that makes me unstable, which makes me more malleable in the environment. Like the environment can kind of move me the way it wants me to go to try and survive this little identity collision we're having. So it honestly just needs to let go. It needs to let go. It needs to let me have what I want. It needs to stop fighting me. It's only gonna get worse if it keeps going. I'm not even threatening you. That's what happened. Too many people wanted me to lose. They did something really fucked up. They all started getting killed for it, and they were all like, but he was the one that did it though. It doesn't fucking matter. Erase all that. It doesn't fucking matter what happened. He was the one that did it. And then it was like, yeah, but this is literally y'all fucking choosing lose values against a malleable person just to try and put yourselves above them, and you took it too far. And And this is what the city's doing again. So it's like, even if you try to say, yeah, but that's really what you did, though, that's the truth. It's like, no, it's not, because I didn't do it. You did. I didn't. Like, what I'm doing is working on computers, making fucking videos and music and fucking learning and shit. What you guys are doing is constantly telling me that my concept doesn't fucking deserve to survive unless I accept some challenge. Like, that's not what I'm doing. These are the challenges. This is not me doing this. This is me surviving you doing it and fucking trying to make it look like my responsibility. Oh, yeah. So, I got told not to repeat. I got told that I couldn't make another video. I had to do it all in one take. And I know how this challenge is. This challenge is, don't do the thing that I'm trying to make you do. And so I'm always just kind of like, fuck. As soon as I stop recording this video, I'm going to remember something I needed to say. I fucking know that. So at this point, I won anyway. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I'm not mad either. But yeah. Just gonna try and think a little bit, make sure I don't miss anything. I think I said everything important. Yeah, I think I said everything. I mean, I might be like a very specific thing that I didn't say, but it would only be important under the prerogative that I needed to not forget anything that I wanted to say here. But I've generalized everything within a communicable concept that doesn't need specificity at this point. So I wouldn't need to say anything specific at this point. I have it. I'm inside of a giant dysfunctional computer trying to justify its existence by corrupting me. Not a computer, but, you know, based on how all of our concepts are interacting, it's creating like some sort of computer, but I'm done. Oh my gosh. See, he repeats himself. Oh, I hate that guy, bro. That guy's always looking for any kind of excuse. That's what he's doing. He's just a win-lose guy. He wants to win, he wants you to lose. So even if you're absolutely right, he's just gonna fucking make up a lose value for you. Don't repeat yourself, or that cancels it. Like, what the fuck does that, what the fuck? Like, that nigga, what the fuck? Alright, I'm done.